Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I feel obliged to you all for giving me this unique opportunity this evening to speak to you on a subject so close to my heart. In fact, it is close to the hearts of all those who have patriotic blood flowing in their veins and those who genuinely love this motherland of ours and want to see it touch the zenith of prosperity. There is indeed no denying the fact that the key to the prosperity of this country lies in the development of our cottage industries. Let us not be dazzled by the progress made by some of the highly industrialized Western countries like the United States of America. It is not necessary that what suits them will suit us also. Borrowed clothes seldom fit well, nor do transplants succeed in every soil. Our problems are entirely different from those of America, and our solutions would also be different. I quite agree that industrialization saves human beings from the burden of drudgery and makes human life enjoyable. I also agree that it creates ample leisure in which human beings can realize themselves and devote themselves to the quest of higher goals. But who needs leisure in our country? And who can think of higher goals on empty stomach? Gandhiji was right when he said that our problem is now how to find leisure for the teeming millions living in the villages. Our problem is how to utilize their ideal hours. And do you know how many ideal hours they have? They are ideal for at least 6 months a year. And when Gandhiji was told that industrialization enabled every American to have 33 slaves, his reply was very simple. Try this experiment in India and it will 33 times enslave every Indian for industrialization will lead to the concentration of economic power and wealth in a few hands and reduce the already poor to a state of utter penury. Friends, would you like to see your country inhabited by a few masters and vast majority of slaves whose lives are totally devoid of grace and dignity? I fail to understand why we are always looking towards the States and other advanced European countries. Why don't we look towards Japan? Japan is one of the most prosperous countries, and it is only 33 years ago that the whole of Japan was laid waste by the atom bombs. Within 30 years, Japan has built herself virtually from scratch. True that Japan is a highly industrialized country, but Japan's prosperity is to be attributed to her small scale and cottage industries and not the heavy industries. Every house in Japan, they say, is a small industrial unit. What is the most and serious problem facing in our country today? I do not think twice to answer unemployment. And how are we going to solve this problem? Large industries are certainly not going to help us for their employment generating capacities are rather poor. But small scale industries can absorb 8 times as many people as large industries. And these people will be self reliant, dignified human beings and not slaves. Large industries reduce human beings to cogs in a big machine. Small industries bring the man in them vitally alive and help them to give meaning to their life. Most of us who have come to attend today's seminar belong to big cities and we must be facing all the problems peculiar to life in a big city like overcrowding, atmospheric pollution, nervous tension, wasteful competition, etc. Do you realize that overcrowding in most of these cities is the result of unrestrained industrialization? If we could develop our small scale industries, we would be doing a good turn to those who are doomed to infernal existence in cities. But how do we go about the process of developing our small industries? This is actually what we are to discuss in this seminar. And I would request you to give this problem a deep thought and make some concrete suggestions. The government has done well in categorically stating that the emphasis in the current plan is to shift from the big to the small, from the urban to the rural. The small is beautiful seems to be the slogan of the government. And let us add to it the age old saying, God made the country and man made the town. And let us concentrate on the preservation and improvement of the God made country. Friends, I have outlined to you the importance of the small scale industries and I have put forward for your consideration the clear demarcation of items, modernization of production techniques, better display facilities, standardization, and financial and other facilities to the small entrepreneurs. And I am sure that many more suggestions will come forth during the course of discussions that is soon going to follow. I thank you once again for having invited me to this seminar that promises to be both interesting and enlightening. Jai Hind. My dear customer, I acknowledge your letter of 5th February wherein you have expressed your concern over the half yearly bank charges entered as special charges. In this connection, I would like to reproduce below the text of rule number 6 of our bank's current account rules. The bank usually does not charge current account with any interest or bank charges. If, however, the customer does not operate his account properly and or if a minimum balance of rupees 500 is not maintained, the bank reserves the right of debiting such accounts with bank charges as per the prevailing rates. We do not deny that the payments from you, whenever needed, have been prompt. But if you go through your account for the last 6 months, you will find that you have not maintained the minimum required balance on many occasions. At times, there have been even overdrafts without prior arrangements being made by you. Moreover, in the last 2 months, the bank has collected as many as 40 checks on your account and made payments against 100 checks. The commission that we get from issuing you the overdrafts and making payments is more than taken away by the handling charges and collection charges, not to speak of earning no interest at all on your minimum balance. After going through the above facts, I am sure you will realize the reasons for the charges debited to your account. Will you please arrange to bring your balance to the minimum required and in future see that it does not fall below it so that your account would not attract the special service charges. In case you fail to follow the rules and other instructions issued from time to time, we would be left with no other course than to close your accounts without further notice. In view of the circumstances beyond our control, we are sorry we will not be in a position to maintain your account with our bank. We do hope you will every kindly appreciate our position and extend maximum cooperation to avoid serious steps against you. Please reply urgently. Yours faithfully.